I'm Jon Lehmann, and I would like to be your next city councilman. First, I'd just like to thank you all for coming out tonight and being involved and listening to all of us talk about who we are and why we want this job. I think it's great that you guys are here and doing that. And I'd also like to thank my volunteers that have helped me out through the last couple weeks. Wouldn't be here without them. So I'd like to just begin by talking a little bit about who I am, and then we'll move into my platform. I'm from Denver. My great-grandfather lived off of 23rd and Stewart back in the 40s and 50s. My mom was born and raised in East Denver, and I was born and raised in Southeast Denver. We both went to Denver Public Schools. We graduated Denver Public Schools, and then I went up to Boulder to CU. I got a Bachelor's of Arts in Environmental Studies. I then worked for a couple years, went back to Boulder, back to CU for law school. And then after law school, worked again for about a year and a half, and then moved in April of '06 to North Denver, to where I live currently. I love the neighborhood. I chose it for particular reasons. I'm happy here, and I'm staying here. I've been active in North Denver and the community since I came in April of 2006. I was House District Captain for House District 4A Democrats from 2007 to 2009. I worked on the Gold Line issue focus team for the RTD Gold Line, and just recently I was invited to be on the Community Advisory Committee of the Denver Parks and Rec. So I'm active, I want to be active, and that leads into why I want this job, why I'm here asking for your vote. I want to serve our community. All my life, public service and volunteer work has been ingrained in me and in my family. My father was Assistant City Attorney for Denver, did Child Welfare and Human Services. My mother did League of Women Voters, the PTA, and is currently serving as a City Councilwoman for District 4. So it's always been there, it's always been a part of me, and sort of throughout the last 5 or 10 years, I haven't been able to figure out how to spend my working hours giving back to the community the way I would like to. This opportunity came up, and that's why I'm throwing my hat into the ring. I want to serve this community. I feel like I'll be a strong leader and a strong voice for this community. My vision for the city of Denver and for me as your next city councilman includes the following 3 things: budget, zoning, and openness. First, on the budget. As you know or may not know, we've had to cut over $200 million in the last 2 years. The revenues in Denver have decreased greater than since 1933. We're in a tough spot, and we've cut all the fat that we can cut, and now they're looking at cutting core services. I want to be a strong advocate for District 1, for us, for our residents. I want to make sure that when these cuts come through, that the resources are allocated fairly to all the districts. That District 1 doesn't get cut more than, say, District 7 or District 9. I also want to bring new and fresh ideas to the City Council and to this budget situation. And those ideas come from all of you. I'm here, I want to listen, I want to hear what you have to say, because I believe you as a member of this community have those ideas, and we can transform that. We can work, have a discussion, and make some changes. Finally, I looked through the budget as well, and they've done a survey on efficiency. And I think we need to promote and continue to do that. A survey of city residents and a survey of city employees, because I feel that they know the system the best. They know where resources are being wasted, and I think we can use that information to trim down the expenses and help our budget. Zoning. Zoning, as you know, is a huge issue throughout the entire city, and particularly our district. We've been basing our zoning plan our zoning development off the 1956 plan. In 2002, there was a Blueprint Denver, and then since 2005, we've been working on a zoning code update. There have been over 80 opportunities for information and public input. This process has been going on for 5 years, and I want to help to continue to move it forward. I know that it's not perfect. The zoning code in 1956 wasn't perfect. This zoning code will not be perfect. The next zoning code will not be perfect. That's what a job of the City Council is they work with zoning on a daily basis. They change, they adjust, and they continue to move forward. So I want to be that voice for our community. I want to look at this zoning code, do my best to understand it, to speak with those who have the knowledge, and move forward so we don't waste the last 5 years and all the resources we've spent on this zoning code. Finally, openness. I view this office and this position as part and parcel of this community. My office will be open and available to every resident as much as possible. I want open lines of communication. I want to know what's going on and what the issues are, the good and the bad. I want to be there for you. I represent you, and that's the whole point of me doing this, is I am serving the community and serving you. So, again, my name's Jon Lehmann, and I'd appreciate your vote as your next city councilman.
I have a question.
Sure.
So, Federal and all throughout North Denver, up and down 38th and in Federal, I think District 1 has had like one of the biggest increase in the medical marijuana license. And right there on 41st, like I think it's 41st and Federal down the street from the Oriental Theater, like less than a half a block away is an elementary school, right there. And there's all these zoning codes about like liquor stores. What are you going to do to change that? Like that's just ridiculous. I do not want my kids walking down Federal when they're going to a school, literally walking around the corner and 2 businesses down. You know, I understand, but there's zoning codes about liquor stores, so what are you going to do in our district, District 1, about that problem? I think it's a huge problem. I
agree with you. I fully agree with you. I think it is a huge problem. The previous city council did pass regulations, zoning regulations for medical marijuana dispensaries. I believe there was a grandfathering period, and that was, I think, December 15th. Some of those regulations say they can't be within 1,000 feet of each other, similar to the liquor stores. They can't be within 1,000 feet of schools. So what I'd like to do is, since that's been in place, look at it. See what's already on the books. See what they've passed, and then say, is it working or not working? And what are the other additional issues that haven't been addressed by those codes? So if it's because it's in a residential area, maybe we need to look at doing some sort of zoning to address that concern. But I think we have passed regulations. We need to look at those regulations and see what they say, and then enforce them. I mean, if that's the case, then let's enforce these regulations, see the effect of that, and then, you know, figure out where those holes are, and then approach the situation that way. Okay. Any other questions? Thank you very much.